ikaw ay may edukasyon. Ikaw ay may pagkain. At ikaw ay may tahanan. Maginhawa ang iyong buhay. Ito naman si Michelle, 16 na taong gulang, at siya'y naninirahan sa payatas. Mahirap ang buhay dito. Imbis na manika ang dala, ang mga bata ay naghahakot ng basurang maibebenta. Kahit na ito'y mapanganib at marami nang natatabunan at namamatay. Noong undoy, nasira ang bahay niyang munti at nawala ng trabaho ang ina. Wala na silang bahay. Wala na silang pangkakain. Hindi na sila makapag-aral ng kanyang mga kapatid. Karapatan ang edukasyon. Ngunit sa mundo natin ngayon, 121 milyon ang di pumapasok sa isang dahilan, kahirapan. Lalamanan na lang ang tiyan kaysa lamanan ang kaisipan. Kakayod muna para makaraos bago kumayad para sa kinabukasang maayos. Karapatan sa kanila'y pinagkait ng kahirapan at buhay na mapait. 1 bilyong musmos na nakararanas ng bangungot ng kahirapan. Paano na kaya ang ating kinabukasan?
Caloocan City nagtitiis sa mga estudyante kahit sa basketball court makapag-aral lamang. Ang problema, putik ang kalaban nila kapag umuulan. Nakatutok si Ralph Guzman.
Hindi pa ito simulan ng subject sa agriculture o gardening ng mga estudyante ng Camarin High School sa Caloocan. Sa loob ito ng kwarto nilang hindi pa magagamit. Kailangan nilang palahin ang mga putik na naipon sa loob ng kwarto. Inanod ang mga putik sa loob ng ilang araw na maulan.
Kawawa talaga yung mga estudyante, kaya lang wala namang kaming magagawa. No? Kung hindi naman namin palilinis, hindi naman kami makakapag-room.
May 8,000 estudyante sa Camarin High School at ito ang mga pansamantalang solusyon sa taunang problema sa kakapusan sa kwarto.
Harap nyo dito silya nyo para...
Nagkaklase sa mga covered court at silong. Ang init, tinitiis ng lahat. Hindi sementado ang basketball court na ito, kaya pag umulan, tiyak na magpuputik. At dahil walang dingding na dibisyon sa bawat klase, kailangang sumigaw ang mga guro para marinig ng mga mag-aaral ang kanilang itinuturo. Ang resulta,
kauna-unahang nagiging sakit ng guro yung sa boses, yung lalamunan. Lalo na ngayon, wala kaming kwarto.
60 yung students, tapos kailangan mo i-extend yung boses mo hanggang dun sa likod. Kasi di ba open area pa. Kaya hindi nakukulob yung boses mo.
Bukod sa mga kalbaryong ito, idinadaing pa rin nila ang maliit na sweldo. Pinagkakasya raw ito ng mga guro dahil bawal ang mga sideline sa loob ng eskwela. Ilang guro na nga raw ang nag-al sa balutan at ng ibang bansa. Ang ilan, naging domestic helper. Pero ang ilang gurong naiwan, puno pa rin ng idealismo. Hindi raw mababayaran ng salapi ang kasiyahan nila sa pagtuturo.
May mga estudyanteng naging manager na pag nakikita kami, talagang inuuna nila kami.
Anong nararamdaman nyo pag gano'n?
Tuwan-tuwa kami.
Kahit na may mga frustration, hindi namin kinukonsider na problema, kundi opportunities.
Sa kabila ng mga limitasyon, mga estudyante pa rin ang inspirasyon ng mga guro kung kaya't patuloy silang naglilingkod. Mga kabataan pa rin naman daw kasi ang pag-asa ng bayan at silang mga guro ang tumutulong sa pagkamit ng bawat pangarap. Ralph Guzman, Nakatutok, 24.
Tinututulan ngayon ng ilang grupo at
mismong mga propesor ang pagtanggal sa Filipino bilang bahagi ng General Education o GE subject sa kolehiyo. Sa bisa kasi ng isang kautusan ng CHED o ng Commission on Higher Education, hindi na obligado ang mga kolehiyo na ituro ang Filipino simula sa 2016.
Order number 20, series of 2013 ng Commission on Higher Education o CHED, wala na ang Filipino sa General Education Curriculum o GEC ng mga college student. Ibig sabihin, pagdating ng 2016, kung di Filipino o Education Major in Filipino ang iyong kurso, hindi mo na mapag-aaralan ng sarili mong wika. Katwiran ng CHED, sapat na raw ang pagtuturo ng Filipino subject sa grades 11 and 12 sa ilalim ng K-12 curriculum.
Ako si Paul Mariano at ako ay galing sa Pilipinas, taga-Pilipinas. Ako ay nag-aaral ng nursing dito sa South Bank Institute of Technology. Una akong nakarating sa Brisbane 3 years ago. Nagbakasyon ako nandito. Madali-daling ako ay na-in love sa lugar. So, nag-decide ako na bumalik para mag-aral at ngayon dito ako sa Brisbane at nag-i-enjoy ako ng sobra-sobra. Maraming kapareho ang Brisbane sa Manila. Pero sa tingin ko, ang pinaka-nangingibabaw ay ang mga tao dito. Dahil katulad sa Pilipinas, ang mga tao dito ay mapagmahal at tatanggapin ka nila kahit saan ka pananggal.
Ang pinakamagandang advice na may bibigay ko sa mga estudyante na gusto mag-aral sa ibang bansa, mahalin nila ang kultura, ang lokal na kultura at gumawa sila ng mga bagay na hindi pa nila nagagawa dati.
Facing a distressing reality. Statistics showed very little improvement in dropout rates and retention rates. And in spite of the implementation of many successful projects in basic education, the quality of education remains a system-wide issue. The governance and the deliverance of basic education, the essence of DepEd's existence, was on a decline.
The Education for All Mid-Decade Assessment Report 2005, as well as the Progress Report on Millennium Development Goals in 2007, it was cited that the country is lagging behind in achieving the targets of universal access to primary education as measured by net enrollment rate, completion rate, and cohort survival rates. Although for the last 3 years, DepEd has improved the academic performance of our learners in terms of the National Achievement Test. There was an improvement in the internal efficiency of the system as reflected in the increasing completion rates and the decreasing dropout rates. However, these improvements are modest because of slow pace of progress if the gains will not be supported and reinforced by systemic reforms. We also rank in the lowest 10% among the participating countries in the Trends in International Mathematics and Science Study of 2003. As such, to realize the attainment of EPA and MDG targets, as well as the quality aspect of basic education, systemic reform should be reinforced, and we need really to push for the basic education sector reform agenda.
It was in this context that the Basic Education Sector Reform Agenda, or BESRA, was born. BESRA is a suite of policy reforms that sought to improve critical regulatory and institutional conditions affecting the quality of basic education. The expectation then was to create significant changes necessary to further accelerate, broaden, deepen, and sustain the improved education effort.
The imperative for reforms across the education sector is perhaps best shown in the 2011 Global Competitiveness Report of the World Economic Forum. While the Philippines moved up 10 spots to 75th out of the 142 countries in the overall rankings, we continue to lag behind nearly all ASEAN countries except for Cambodia. In education, the Philippines ranked 5th out of 8 ASEAN countries surveyed in terms of quality of education, and 8th or last among ASEAN countries in quality of science and math education and capacity for innovation. Plugging input gaps will go a long way towards improving education outcomes, but that in itself is not enough. The Philippine Department of Education believes that we must transform our basic education system so that it adequately responds to local needs while allowing our graduates to maximize opportunities beyond our shores. This is what K-12 is all about. Focusing on basic education, the inadequacy of our current system is best represented by the fact that the Philippines is the last country in Asia and one of only 3 countries in the world with a 10-year pre-university program. For students, particularly those who go to public schools, this means that we try to cover 12 years' worth of content in 10 years. Our inadequate basic education cycle sets our children and youth at a disadvantage locally and internationally. K-12 builds on the reform thrusts of the Basic Education Sector Reform Agenda, or BESRA, started in 2006. The Basic Education Sector Reform Agenda is a package of initiatives aimed at improving access and quality of basic education in the country. BESRA is part of the commitment to achieve the Education for All. K-12 is one of the key strategies to achieve Education for All. The K-12 basic education cycle consists of 1 year of kindergarten, 6 years of elementary education, 4 years junior high school, and 2 years senior high school. Typical students begin preschool or kindergarten at age 5 and complete the entire program at age 18. All schools, both public and private, must adhere to the minimum standards prescribed in the K-12 basic education program. These include age requirement. Students begin elementary at age 6 after at least 1 year in kindergarten. Duration. Students go through at least 1 year of kinder or preschool and 12 years of basic education. Private schools can continue to offer preschool programs at an earlier age. Curriculum. The kindergarten and basic education programs offered by schools must cover the content specified in the K-12 basic education curriculum. Private schools may offer enhancements and innovations over and beyond those prescribed.